Okay, today's lesson is on the coordinate plane. This is something that should be pretty familiar to you, as you had it last year. So here we have the vertical axis, which is the y-axis, and the x-axis, which is the horizontal axis. 0, 0 has a special name. It is the origin. Okay, when you have an ordered pair, it's always the x-coordinate first and then the y. The x-coordinate represents the horizontal placement of the point, and the y represents the vertical placement of the point. So when you go to graph the following ordered pairs, remember you always start at 0, 0. You go -1, 7 is to the left, -1, up 7, and that's point A. B would be 0, 4, so you don't go right or left on the x, but you go straight up on the y, and that's your B. -3, -6 is going to be in your third quadrant, and that's going to be point C. And 9, 2 is going to be D, which is in the first quadrant, and 8, -1 in the fourth quadrant. So, and that's E. So if you would please try graphing this at home, that would be great. For the next month or so, we're going to be working with graphing, so it'd be a good idea if you got yourself some graph paper so you can do your homework with it. And go ahead and graph these points at home. If you don't have graph paper, make yourself a rough sketch graph and do approximates. So a relation is a set of ordered pairs. A relation can be represented 4 different ways: by ordered pairs, table, graph, and mapping. So when you're given a table, the way you write the ordered pairs from the table is pretty straightforward. -1, 2, 0, 0, 1, -2, and then 2, -4. So if you have a mapping, then mapping's represented by the left oval being the x values, the right oval being the y values, and these lines that connect them are very important. They show the ordered pair. If you have 5 lines, you should have 5 ordered pairs from this map. So here we've got the first one is -1, 2, 0, 2, 1, -3, 2, -2, and 8, 3. So that's the way a mapping works. You may not have seen one before, but it's pretty simple. So, and of course, to write the ordered pairs from a graph, you just have to read the points from the graph. So in this case, it would be 5, -1, and 0, 3. So a domain is the first number or the x value of the ordered pair. Domain. The range is the second number, the y value of the ordered pair. So if I'm asking you for the domain of these ordered pairs, then you're going to pick out the first number in each ordered pair, and that is the domain. So it's pretty straightforward, but again, this is required vocabulary. You have to know what the domain is, you have to know what the range is. One thing that's important to note is if they are repeat numbers, when you write it in the range, you only write the number once. And you want to write your numbers in ascending order, always least to greatest. So that's the domain and that's the range. So on this one, the domain is going to be your first numbers. And the range is going to be your second numbers. And again, writing them only one time each if they should happen to repeat. Don't write them twice. So express each of these as a table, a graph, and a mapping. So I'll do the first one for you, and then you'll get some practice on your own. So as your table, this is going to be your first one. As a graph, you're just going to graph your points. And then the mapping. And the mapping looks like this. This is your x, this is your y. And you've got all your domain in 1. So I'm going to go with 1, -2, 0, and then 2, 4, -3. And then these are important. And each one should match. So I've got 1, 2, -2, 4, and 0, -3. I'd like you to go ahead and bring these to class. I want you to do the ordered pair for each mapping here, and then the domain and range of each. I want the ordered pair for each table and the domain and range of each. And here's 3 graphs, and so I want the ordered pairs and the domain and range of each one. I'll be checking this in class tomorrow.